On today's episode, we're going to be celebrating Nintendo's 125th anniversary. Alright, welcome back everybody. I'm now joined with Seth Duncan, and we're going to be talking about Nintendo's 125th anniversary. They were founded in September of 1889, which is kind of mind-blowing because you just think of Nintendo as an electronics company, and founded in the 1800s is a little strange. But just a little bit of history before we jump into kind of our memories about Nintendo. Nintendo was founded making Hanafuda cards. I believe I'm pronouncing that properly, but it's essentially our like 52 playing cards that we play with here in America. They were originally all handmade. Eventually, in 1953, Yamauchi, who's the individual who founded Nintendo, his grandson took over the company, started making plastic playing cards. They became really popular. He struck a deal with Disney, started making cards with Disney characters on them. They got this insane amount of revenue through all of that. And they jumped into kind of some strange markets once they had all of that money. For instance, they started a taxi company. Kind of strange. They were making instant rice. They were making vacuum cleaners. They had sex hotels.
Like you do.
I don't know if you guys knew about that.
Like you do when you have that.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the least surprising.
So,
yeah, right?
It's just, I find it very strange that this very innocent, happy, company had some roots in sex hotels.
Well, Japan in general has a very different culture around
just a bit
around sex stuff.
Yeah,
it's different
than
it is
hotels.
Well, for example. Yeah.
So then they were also making toys, and toys is kind of what led them into what they're doing now. And from the 60s to the 80s, they hired on people like Gunpei Yokoi, who is now known as the father of the Game Boy and the Virtual Boy, as well as hiring Miyamoto, who we all know and love for Mario and Donkey Kong and all these great Nintendo titles. Right. And then from there on, it's all history, from the Game & Watch up to the Nintendo Wii U and now the new 3DS that they've announced.
Right.
So I kind of wanted to bring you guys together and talk about your favorite Nintendo moments, what you love about this company, and just go from there.
Sure. Well, I came from this weird background. I had a Sega. I never had a Nintendo, but
one of those guys.
I know, I was one of those guys. But the thing is, it still had a distinct impact on me because I spent a ton of time playing just about every console at different friends' houses and stuff like that. And so, being the one person at the thing here who never had one, it still made a big impact on me.
It's hard to avoid Nintendo.
Exactly. I mean, from my buddy Kyle's house and playing Duck Hunt for endless hours to my buddy Corey's house, and we would play Super Mario, and then he had the stupid bazooka.
Oh yeah, the Super Scope.
Yeah, the Super Scope, that thing. He had that. We played that for hours, and Star Fox, which I think is right there.
Yes.
And I mean, all the way through. I mean, even just playing the Wii U over your place. So
yeah, I kind of want to piggyback a little bit on your talking about the Super Scope. Nintendo, before the era of the rock bands and those insane peripherals, Nintendo has been making peripherals since day one. Yeah. Introducing the NES in America with Rob the Robot, this fairly useless piece of technology, but it's cool for kids. You're in love with it, and then you get the Power Glove and the Power Pad and Power Everything, and you get the Zapper,
Power Cable.
Yeah, so I mean. So I just remember that's one of my primary memories with Nintendo is just a ton of accessories. An accessory for everything that you can buy.
Right. Well, and being a Sega guy, I had the nostalgia for it, so I went and bought one not long ago, and then was like, this kind of sucks compared to the Super Nintendo stuff and all that. But the way that they went with their peripherals was totally different. Because Nintendo went with the Super Scope and Power Glove and all that business, and Sega was like, I know, let's take our Genesis and add a CD and a 32X and a Game Genie. And
Game Genie was an amazing peripheral.
Well, yeah.
That was incredible.
That was kind of the fundamental difference between Sega and Nintendo, where it seemed like Sega wanted to do all these add-on hardware features, making people buy all these new, you have to buy this to play this game, and then you have to buy this extra add-on to play these new games.
Right.
Where Nintendo was like, you can play all your stuff on this, we're just going to give you all these other fun ways to do it.
Right.
So they're giving you these peripherals rather than add-on hardware. You're getting accessories rather than hardware. So, what was some of your guys' other memories?
For the longest time, when I played NES and Super Nintendo, I held the controller upside down. and I was better than all my friends at it.
Yeah?
So when I played Mario, I hit left to run right.
Yeah. I've known a handful of people that still do that.
For some reason, I never played with folks, so I had to teach. I taught myself, and for some reason, I had the mentality that the Super Nintendo controller needed to look like Mickey Mouse ears because I was a dumb kid. So I held the Super Nintendo controller like this with the Mickey Mouse ears up top.
That's amazing.
The bumpers were down here, and the directions were reversed.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Since
then, I fixed it.
I went when did you break that habit?
It's probably...
You were 21?
not 21. I was definitely older because, once N64 came out, Super Nintendo, I never played again until I had the nostalgia feelings when I was older. So probably high school, I went back and like, how did I do this?
Did you hold
what was wrong?
Did you hold the
with me?
Nintendo 64 controller upside down?
That's not possible.
Yeah.
I know, that's what I'm getting
No
at.
man can
Well,
literally
here's the
hold that
problem. The
upside down.
Nintendo 64 controller was built upside down.
Built
Right.
Let's be real.
It was built for a three-handed man.
As you do.
Yes, you do.
Like you do.
Yeah, a lot of money.
I kind of worked backwards. I actually started on PC, got PlayStation 1 when that released, and then we would go down to grandparents and they had a Nintendo, play Super Mario.com, the usual. My grandma picked up a Super Nintendo for when myself and my cousins, we would go visit her. Eventually, everybody kind of moved more farther away, and ended up getting that for a Christmas present. And that's actually one of my most fond Nintendo memories, was that Christmas receiving that Super Nintendo for my grandma several years after the Super Nintendo had come and gone. Again, no more games were being released. I think PlayStation 2 was already out by that time.
Sure.
And I'd been exploring different ROMs and emulators. I wanted to play Nintendo consoles so bad that I would go with my dad to his office, because we didn't have internet at home yet. I would find as many 3.5-inch floppies as I could and go and use his office computer to download ROMs on as many little floppies as I could to take home and put on our PC so I could play the NES Mega Man, so I could play Earthbound, so I could play Super Mario.
Speaking from experience, you can fit about 2 ROMs per floppy.
Exactly. So
I lived that life. And I did it with Sega because I didn't own a Genesis.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
I did not experience any of that.
The ROMs were the best thing when you discovered them.
Were?
Yeah. It was super big on JRPGs, with the especially Earthbound and Chrono Trigger.
Sure.
And have been
You
looking
didn't
at
have $100 to shell out for those.
Exactly. And Earthbound had, all but disappeared because of its relatively low success. And had my Red Ryder BB gun Christmas moment that morning. Opened up the SNES, it was there. I was so excited.
That's awesome.
Opened up all the rest of the presents, and my grandma did good. It had Super Mario World,
Go, Grandma.
Super Mario All Stars,
Wow.
Super Mario Legend of the Seven Stars,
Uh-huh.
Donkey
Oh,
Kong Country
man.
1 and 2.
Man, Super
Grandma
Mario
did
RPG.
good.
You were pretty much
is-
set.
I was.
for-
And so I'm stoked. I'm all excited. Everybody finishes opening presents, and Dad goes, "Oh wait, there's one more."
I want to live your childhood right now.
Yeah, I want
Hold on. Finish the story.
Reaches behind the tree, pulls out, the Super Nintendo sized cartridge box, hands it to me. Mint condition copy, not in box, sadly, because the box would have been massive, but mint condition copy of Earthbound that he found on eBay.
Wow.
Wow.
Nice.
Immediately ran upstairs, hooked everything up, turned on, and my dad's super dry. He's not big into video games and things like that. He would help me with hard levels of Commander Keen on the PC
Right.
every once in a while. But comes down, opens my door to see, because he wants to see me enjoying the present that he got me. And I'm playing Earthbound. And anybody that knows Earthbound, it's not the prettiest
No.
game in the world. But my dad's leaning against the door, he goes, "So, great graphics." And then walks away.
It's very good.
Well, that's awesome. That's a Christmas.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
really
it was
is.
a lot
That's
of fun.
impressive.
A lot of fun.
That's impressive. I grew up in a Nintendo household. I remember I've actually got some old photos here. I grew up in a house that had an NES. I don't remember getting an NES. I think my dad just already had the NES. So I do remember growing up and having that around the house and playing that. But I remember getting a Super Nintendo
Yeah.
for one of the holidays. This is a photo of me and a bunch of friends on a birthday party huddled around one of those old tube TVs playing
excellent.
Toy Story, I think, on the
excellent.
Super
I had that
Nintendo.
same exact experience, but we were playing We're Back, that old dinosaur movie.
I don't know that.
You never
Yes.
heard- Yeah, it's okay. I bet someone recognizes.
Oh, yeah,
Good.
man.
Yeah, I got We're Back for Super Nintendo for one of my birthdays, and we all huddled around just watched one person play We're Back at a
What
time.
game? What's the spell that game? The name of that for me.
We're Back.
We are the
Yeah.
contraction. We are.
Yeah.
We're back. They brought
Oh.
the movie premise was they bring on this dinosaur.
I know. I was
Oh, my
thinking
bad.
werebag, like a werewolf douchebag.
Wow.
Listen here, you werebag.
Yeah, that's you can sell that to Nintendo.
I don't remember exactly, but basically the premise is dinosaurs wake up and it's all of a sudden today, and they
Okay.
can talk. Doesn't mean just get past that. They can talk.
It's fine.
And
Wait, I kinda-
you
I can
do.
deal with that.
You're a dinosaur.
I'm gonna have to go to eBay for that now.
Yeah, right.
That picture. Sorry, I didn't
No,
know.
you're fine.
That picture was like that is Nintendo right there. That was the beautiful thing about Nintendo was everybody gathered around
Oh, yeah.
the console
To watch one
to
person
watch one
play.
person play.
They
and
don't
if
do
you-
that anymore.
Then when you died, you passed the controller down to the next guy.
It's a one level or one man is what we used to call it.
Wait.
Either you die or you beat the level and you pass it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, apparently my friends were actual D-bags then because
That was the
Playing till they
universal.
get
it was. I sit there and I watch them until they fall asleep, and then I get to play.
Oh,
like,
man, you need your friend.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
bad.
have me for a second.
I've also got a photo here too of when I got my Nintendo 64 for the
Oh,
first time.
gosh.
I'm not
Oh,
as
wow.
excited as Nintendo 64 kid, but that is the first, I'm just like I gotta get this in. I gotta walk away with this right now and turn it on.
And man, that had an amazing box. That console.
So, and unfortunately for me, growing up as a kid, Nintendo 64 is kind of where I stopped with Nintendo consoles. After that, I got a PlayStation, and then I was set on PlayStation for the rest of my life. But my sister, she still got GameCube, and I got to experience GameCube games through her console. And eventually, later on as an adult, I came back and rebought all the old Nintendo stuff. But that's kind of where it stopped for me. But I mean, I love all of those experiences. Playing wrestling on the Nintendo 64, any wrestling game, WCW, WWF, any of that, and then going out to the trampoline and practicing all of those moves that I saw. But I love Nintendo.
Yeah, there's just like, and there's no other company out there that has so many memories for so many people our age. The first time you played Mario World, the first time you played Pokemon, the first time you played Mario Kart 64, the first time you played Mario 64, that game changed everything.
Yeah. I spent a great deal of time playing my buddy Kyle's 64. We played, what was it, the 1080 snowboarding game?
Mm-hmm.
And was there an Ace Combat on 64? Yeah, I think
so, yeah.
I think we played that. But of course, GoldenEye for days
Oh,
and
gosh,
days and
yes.
days.
Rogue Squadron for days.
Yeah.
There you go.
Legends of Zelda Ocarina of Time, can't forget that one. The first time you experienced that game was so overwhelming, but so incredible.
That's awesome. Friggin', was it Wave Runner?
Yeah,
Was
Wave
that-
Runner's the jet ski game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I really love
Hydro Thunder as well.
Hydro Thunder was
They
amazing
ported that
on
from
64.
the arcade to the 64.
That's on
Phenomenal.
PlayStation 1 as well. That's where I played it. Was on PS1, but still, that game was awesome.
Huh.
I killed for that old arcade machine.
There you go.
That's fun.
So Nintendo did a lot of firsts,
I think
like I was
it's
saying
Wave
earlier.
Wave Race?
Wave Race,
Sorry,
yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. That's right.
I was gonna bug me.
They were the first ones with the Nintendo 64. They introduced the Rumble Pack, which everybody's got the Rumble
Oh,
Pack now,
gosh.
built into the controllers.
Yep, that's true.
Added like 3 pounds to your controller.
Yeah, we really did.
Weren't they also first with the 64 controller to have the analog stick, right?
Yeah. You got your analog stick with. Well,
The 64 controller was a lot up first.
It might.
And a couple of laughs.
I'm not sure about the analog stick. I know that they were the first to incorporate Z trigger locking.
That's right.
And that was for
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda.
Ocarina of Time, yeah.
Yeah. So that was a big deal.
Yeah,
And that just
yeah.
kind of reinvented the way that you traverse in open world or 3D environments in the same way that Mario 64 reinvented or really invented it. That was the first time you got to experience anything quite like that.
Definitely.
We're moving more than just left to right, but in all axis. Yeah.
Yeah, and they did the Virtual Boy, which was a complete flop, but it was the first foray into personal 3D technology.
And you're welcome, Oculus.
Yeah.
Project Morpheus.
There we go.
There you go.
I'm trying to think of what else there was first for with them. You got the
Motion control.
motion control, yeah, which that was a huge deal. Like, so I mean, for as much as we complain about the motion controlling aspects of contemporary gaming, when the Nintendo Wii came out, I got caught up in that hype. Had to buy a Wii.
Oh, yeah.
Like within the first month that it came out, whenever I could get one, because they
Yeah.
were sold out forever. It seemed
Right.
like, and it was a combination of being caught up with. I'd played some of the games at like a Best Buy or at a GameStop, tried them out, and thought they were pretty fun, but also just getting caught up in all of the hype that there was built around the game, buying it, and then just everybody coming over to the house and just playing Wii Sport, all the Wii Sports games. The simplest games in the world, but it was the best thing.
You played tennis for days.
Yeah, for real.
Every
You'd invite people over, you're like, hey, just come over and let's hang out, and it would just always devolve into
Mhm.
just Wii Sports.
Well, I think you're hitting on kind of what Dirk was saying earlier. It really has always been like the mean, I don't want to say the party console. I guess that's kind of what it
Couch
became.
co-op console.
But yeah, it's become the thing that you play with your friends more than anything. I mean, I can't think of a single time that my buddy who had a PlayStation or when I had a PS2 that I played it with anybody really.
Sure.
And even today, it's like if you want to get together, I mean, the Wii U is actually pretty freaking
For
awesome.
sure.
Like, it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
There's a lot of good reasons to buy the Wii U.
Yeah.
There's some reasons why you might not want to just yet. But especially if you're wanting that couch co-op experience, you're wanting to come over. I'll invite people over all the time. Hey, come over, let's play some board games, let's play some tabletop.
Yeah.
It'll almost always devolve into let's play Nintendo Land.
Right.
Mario Kart and Nintendo Land are incredible.
So.
Well, and the Wii was kind of the first one that really broke the boundary of gamers into.
It expanded it out.
Yeah, like there were a lot of people that would never have bought a game console before, but bought that because
between the Nintendo Wii and the iPhone and mobile gaming, just floodgates open.
Mm-hmm. It's true. Gamers these days, man, it's different. It's a different world. My mom met a lady the other day. It was like her hairdresser or something that said she was a gamer. My mom's like, "Oh, my son's a gamer. That's cool. What do you play?" And she's like, "Oh, I play like Cafe World and all this." And I was like,
Candy Crush.
Yeah, Candy Crush was the other one.
Well, now you've got so many tiers of
You've
what
got
you
it's.
can.
I don't know if it's tiers. It's like splinters.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Fair enough.
I mean, I want it to be tiers. I want to say that I'm better than somebody who just plays Candy Crush all the time, but I don't know if that's the right thing.
Just overall, man, just great memories with Nintendo. They've done some the game industry would not be here had it not been for Nintendo.
Absolutely.
Right.
And kudos to them. Happy birthday, happy 125th anniversary to them. Just thank you.
Get Smash Bros. Out faster.
And you're just gonna jump right in and play some games. All right. And with that, we'll catch you guys here in a little bit.
Oh, it's okay.
You died. Okay.
Right.